this is the state of the organization now. I mean, the New England Patriots are not filling seats. You looked at Ticketmaster 35 minutes before the game. I posted this on my Twitter. There were tickets, bottom level, lower level, 11th row, 11 rows from the field, which is really, you don't want to be in the front row. When you go to an NFL game, you want to be a little higher up so you can see the game better. The 11th row is probably perfect. There were 11th row, lower level seats, 35 minutes for the game, going for $10 at Gillette Stadium. Mind you, those seats, week 1 against Philadelphia Eagles, the Tom Brady ceremony game, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm guessing going for at least $800. And even when you think this is a competitive team, I mean, those are $500, $600 tickets. Going for $10, 35 minutes before the game. What's the point of even selling the tickets at that point? I mean, are you making any money after Ticketmaster takes all the seller's fees? Robert Kraft, I don't think we ever even saw him all game. Was he even at the game? CBS didn't show him once. I get it. It was cold and rainy, but, you know, he sits in the luxury boxes, the owner's box. He's going to stay dry. They didn't even show Kraft. Maybe he just asked the networks, hey, don't show me. This is embarrassing. Maybe that's part of the reason they flex the Patriots at a Monday night against Kansas City with Taylor Swift perhaps coming to town. Robert Kraft probably asked the NFL, hey, I don't want this embarrassment going on national television. We have 2 other primetime games coming up. I don't want to deal with this. And then you look at the crowd late in the fourth quarter. This is a 1-score game. It's 6-0. Patriots have to march down the field, get into the end zone, and they win the game. And you're seeing half the stadium full. Or half empty, depending how you want to look at it. I'm more of an optimistic person. But you just think how far this organization has fallen just in 2 months. There was so much optimism going into this season. You know, Mac Jones has a real offensive coordinator. Defense, you have everyone back and you're bringing in Christian Gonzalez. Kendrick Bourne, he's not in the doghouse anymore. He's contributing right away. Running game, you got Zeke now. You got Ramondre Stevenson, perhaps your best skill player. Demario Douglas looks to be a steal, one of the steals of the draft. And seemingly you have a pretty good offensive line when healthy, right? You got Trent Brown, Owenu, Cole Strange going into year 2, a first-round pick, David Andrews. Figure out what you got to do at the right side at right tackle. Took him forever to move Owenu over there, but there was a lot of optimism. You got Gesicki, you got Hunter Henry. Yeah, not a lot of star players, but enough to make you go, okay, this is an elite defense, and we have probably a well-coached offense. That's not what ended up happening, and it all started with the offensive line crumbling. It started with, I've been saying nothing but great things about the defense this whole video, but defense struggled early on, particularly on 3rd and long, gave a lot of big chunk plays that cost them a couple of games. And then you have Mac Jones dealing with pressure, can't get a running game going, doesn't have receivers other than Douglas and Bourne occasionally that can create separation. His confidence is shot, and you just see slowly over time this quarterback who finished 2nd in the Rookie of the Year voting 2 years ago, just a completely different version. He doesn't even look like Mac Jones anymore. The Mac Jones we saw at Alabama, rookie Mac Jones with Josh McDaniels, he looks like a different player. He looks like he has a different face. You see his body language, you can see the confidence in his face. It's just not there. And then Bailey Zappi, was a little bit smug this week, it looked like, in media interviews, and excited to have his shot. Can't put up a single point against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. You lose on a field goal last week to the New York Giants with your 4th-round pick at kicker. Misses a chip shot, 35-yard field goal to lose the game against one of the worst teams in the NFL. Lose to the Commanders. They had a great game against the Buffalo Bills. That was fun. Turns out the Bills aren't that good either, as we've seen the last few weeks. Maybe you beat the Jets the last week of the season, but are you picking this team? Maybe Kenny Pickett will be out next week, but you're still picking the Steelers next week. You're picking the Chiefs. Broncos are red hot. You're probably picking them. picking the Bills. And then, I don't know, you may be going against Aaron Rodgers the last week of the season. I don't see this team winning a game the rest of the year. And, yeah, we should celebrate that. We're probably going to get the number one pick if that's the case. Although Carolina's that bad, they may end up getting the number one pick. But, man, it's really depressing to see what's become one of the highest value organizations, not just in the NFL, but in professional sports over the last 20 years, just to continue to crumble. Now, Robert Kraft has a good reputation. The Patriots have fans all over the country. You know, they are not just a regional team anymore. They are a national team. And as I said at the top of this video, they have an elite defense at this moment. You don't have to bring Duggar and Uche back, but you bring everyone else back, and you're back there next year, and you're probably even better. So you devote all your resources to, you know, they have $100+ million in cap space next year. You devote all your resources to bringing in an elite offensive lineman, an elite receiver, doing well in the draft, dressing quarterback, and you can turn this thing around literally in by the end of April, suddenly this is a contender in the AFC East. I really, truly believe that. You can turn around this offense by bringing in the right pieces with the amount of cap space, with their good draft picks. There's a lot of hope, but as of right now, this team is just an embarrassment. And you know Robert Kraft feels it when they're not even showing him on national television in the owner's box. He may not have even been at the game, and you're seeing empty seats before the game, in the middle of the game, and certainly in the final minutes. And look, it's going to be a fun offseason because there's a lot of uncertainties. We'll probably have a GM, certainly, probably a new head coach, and a good draft pick. But right now, I thought last week was the rock bottom. 0 points against one of the worst defenses in the league. And then seeing your defense shut down Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, a really dynamic offense, and having nothing to show for it. Really just embarrassing for the Patriots. And I hope there is a lot of reflection coming out of this game, and we see Malik Cunningham, we see the Patriots try things they wouldn't try because what do you have to lose at this point? But, you know, we'll get to the offseason eventually, and we'll have a little bit more fun there, but right now the product on the field is not very good.